Good afternoon. My name is Butterworth. I'm the Chief of Police of the Orangetown Police Department, and I'm here today to announce the arrest in an incident that occurred yesterday, a shooting incident that resulted in a homicide in the village of Nyack in the area of South Midland Avenue. Our victim is Ryan Franklin, a 30-year-old male from West Haverstraw, New York, and the suspect who was arrested early this morning is a Jason Max Jabone, a 33-year-old male of known addresses in Haverstraw, New York, and Fayetteville, North Carolina. Around 12:30 this morning, the Orangetown Police Department was in contact with the Maryland State Police, and they apprehended Jason Jabone for us. They detained him, and our detectives responded to Maryland and subsequently arrested him, and he is currently being charged with murder second degree, robbery first degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. The extreme professionalism of our detectives and our partners in local, county, state, and federal agencies has helped get this to the conclusion we had in approximately 20 hours or so. We made an arrest after this occurred. So I would like to thank our partners in the FBI Safe Streets Task Force. We have ASAC Penza and Resident Agent Kenny. There's other names in there that I forget some. I believe it's Supervisor Senior Resident Agent. Yes, okay, thank you. We also have here today is District Attorney Tom Walsh, and from his staff, Patrick Frawley, Peter Walker, and Dominic Crispino. We have Deputy Town Supervisor Mike Lawler, Councilman Jerry Patari, and Councilman Dennis Troy, and we're happy to have Nyack Mayor Don Hammond here as well. Also, Captain James Brown and Lieutenant James Sullivan are here, along with some of our officers and detectives. Some of our detectives are still in Maryland, working their way back. We're continuing this investigation, so there won't be a lot more information provided today, other than to let the community know that we worked very diligently on this with our partners, and the arrest was made this morning. So we feel confident that community is safe today and moving forward. So if I could have District Attorney Tom Walsh come up and speak briefly.
Thank you, Chief. Yesterday, the village of Nyack and the town of Orangetown suffered a loss, a tragedy. And there was fear and concern in Rockland County because of the incident. But thanks to the fine work of the Orangetown Police Department, its Detective Bureau, with assistance from the District Attorney's Office, Maryland Police, and our FBI colleagues, that fear is lessened because an arrest was made yesterday. And I think it's a demonstration of how prompt and effective law enforcement across Rockland County, across the United States, with the assistance of our federal agencies, can make us a safer and a united Rockland County. Now, this prosecution will go forward. The defendant presently is being charged, amongst the other crimes, as a fugitive from justice. We'll have to determine if he will voluntarily come back to face the charges in Rockland County, or we would be required to commence an extradition proceeding. I'm happy to announce that the prosecution of this case will be headed by Chief Assistant Patrick Frawley, with the assistance of First Assistant Dominic Crispino, both of the town of Orangetown. And to show how we will cooperate always with the Orangetown Police Department, I want to point out that Chief Frawley was a detective with Orangetown, so we're looking forward to continue cooperation. I note, to show support for our community and law enforcement, that we have members of the Orangetown Town Board here, Jerry Batari and Dennis, as well as Mayor Hammond. So thank you for joining with us today. Thank you, law enforcement. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I forgot Mr. Troy's last name there for a moment, but I'll get it in.
Okay, just some of the agencies I'd like to just mention briefly, and then I'm going to have Deputy Town Supervisor Mike Lawler come up. We obviously were helped very, from the beginning, Rockland County District Attorney Tom Walsh and his staff, Clarkstown Police Department sent us a lot of resources. Rockland County Sheriff's Department was there with a lot of their resources. Haverstraw Police Department, Round Oak Police Department, the South Nyack Grandview Police Departments, the Southern Police Department, our Rockland County REACT unit was activated at one point for this. Certainly the Rockland County Medical Examiner will play a big role in this. And again, our FBI Safe Streets Task Force and the Maryland State Police have all contributed greatly to this. And I want to just reiterate what Mr. Walsh had said. This is a wonderful community, and everybody came together to help protect this community. It was extremely unfortunate. Our hearts and our thoughts and prayers are with the Franklin family, and we will continue to work towards justice for them. Mr. Walker?
Thank you, Chief. On behalf of Town Supervisor Teresa Kenny and the members of the Town Board, obviously we're joined by Councilman Troy and Councilman Matari. I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you to the Orangetown Police Department, led by Chief Butterworth and his administration. They've done a fantastic job handling this case, as they do every case, and we are grateful for the work that they've done, especially the Detective Bureau, in apprehending the suspect in cooperation with the Maryland State Police and all of our local law enforcement agencies, including the District Attorney's Office and the great leadership of District Attorney Walsh and Chief ADA Frawley. And so, again, just on behalf of the Town Board and Supervisor Kenny, I just want to say thank you to our Orangetown Police Department and the great work that they do, keeping the residents of Orangetown and the village of Nyack safe day in, day out, and for bringing this case to a speedy conclusion as they did. So thank you very much, Chief.
Thank you. I'd also now like to bring up Mayor Don Hammond.
Thank you, Chief. Yesterday at 10 o'clock, a little bit after 10 o'clock, I received a phone call from Chief Butterworth with something that no elected official wants to know, that there's been a shooting in their village. But immediately I knew that the Orangetown Police Department, the other local law enforcement entities, the Sheriff's Department, Clarkstown, I didn't know that the federal folks were involved, but thank you very much. And I knew that they would keep our community safe, and that it would be, they would be very active, and they always make a difference in our community. They're always there for us and always supporting us and making our community safe. But the speed and the efficiency in which they handled this case towards the arrest of a suspect, quite honestly, is amazing. And I just want to thank all of you for the work that you've done to make sure that our community is safe and our residents in this time of really such high anxiety for so many other reasons don't have this to worry about. So I want to thank you, Chief, and your staff for everything you've done, for all the other folks that are involved in local, federal, and state law enforcement, Maryland State Police. I mean, good grief, we were up and down the East Coast here. But I just really want to thank everyone for the speed, the efficiency, the excellence of the work that you did. And we're proud to have the Orangetown Police Department taking care of us and being part of our community. So thank you very much. And for the councilman, thank you for joining us today. This is something that I know I'm going to be walking up and down Midland Avenue today talking with people, just to let them know how amazing our police department is and what a great job they've done. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. At this point, if anybody has questions, we probably don't have a lot more info to give you. We tried to keep this as informative as we could.